This is Kendra.
And this is Brianna. Welcome to Camp Comparisons.
Where she's in one camp and I'm in the other. All right, we are back to cover episode 3 of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians TV show.
Before we start, we have some housekeeping stuff, some fun things we want to mention about previous episodes.
Or just some things I found out about the show in general, yeah.
Yeah.
So the first thing I found out that I thought was interesting is that the eye on Tyson's face. So he's got one eye, right? Because he's a Cyclops.
Yes.
Well, it's actually Daniel, the actor's eyes. So basically they had some kind of computer program of some sort where they basically scanned or recorded his eyes or whatever. And I don't know how exactly they put them together, but whatever, they did it so that all of his expressions, those are all his expressions, the eyebrow raises, whatever. They didn't have to put it in over his face afterwards.
Yeah, he could do the actual acting.
Yeah, and the eye is all the same otherwise.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why it, in some shots, it's it looks like there's two different colored browns sometimes. But
interesting.
I don't think very many people's eyes are the exact same color as each other. They're
right.
The same general shade. But I think sometimes it looks like a darker brown or a lighter brown. And I think it's more than just the lighting that does that. I think it might be
it's one eye is more dominant in this scene than the other eye or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, it is really cool how they did that. I think they did a good job. There is that thing about someone having one eye, which is just, it looks weird with a human nose. It just always will.
True.
Because your nose goes between your eyes. It looks so wrong to have it at the top of your nose.
Yeah, I know.
But you can't do anything about that. No. That's just how your face is.
Right. That just makes you wonder, a Cyclops, does it have a human nose, or does the nose look different because they only have one eye?
Yeah, I feel like they must just have, just different nostrils.
Yeah, totally.
Basically.
I bet you, because they are supposed to only have one eye, so it's supposed to look differently. But they did a pretty good job, I think, with that CGI.
See, if you look at the cover of the book where it shows a picture of a Cyclops,
yeah,
their nose just is different. It just doesn't have the...
It doesn't have that whole ridge that goes right up. It's almost just kind of a pug nose or something. Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's so funny though, but I'm looking at my book and I'm all I see is the eye. But we have totally different covers.
Yeah.
The other thing is I found out is, I think, I've been watching all these really fun interviews with Walker and the other guys and stuff. And then someone was talking to Walker and is it Aryan, whatever, who does Grover?
Yeah.
About the scene with the dress and stuff.
Oh.
And apparently...
Yeah.
Oh, you know this too?
I found this out too.
I'm so excited. Apparently, the thing where he says, "How do I look?" And he's like, "Beautiful." That was apparently... They just did that on the spot.
That was just improv and it got kept in, and that's amazing.
I love that so much. That makes that scene so far the best scene for me.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. And that's all I have. Do you have anything from...
Yeah, I have 2 book things, because we talked about these 2 things, but we kind of got it wrong. So in the book, Grover says he went to Florida and then turned left. And that's how he found Polyphemus. And then he tried to escape, and he made it to St. Augustine, but the Cyclops was following him. So the Cyclops didn't find him in St. Augustine.
That makes sense.
Grover found the islands somehow.
He must have, because if you're going south and you turn left, you're going out into the Atlantic.
You would go to the Bermuda Triangle.
That's funny.
Anyway, so that's what he's like, I don't know, I went to Florida and then I turned left, and Percy's like, what? And then he's like, and I almost escaped, but I made it all the way to St. Augustine, and then he followed me, and then Percy goes into a bridal shop, and this is how we get there. So
okay, good.
Anyways, so he didn't. That's how it happened. He actually found the Golden Fleece and found Polyphemus, and then tried to escape.
Interesting.
And then was captured.
Interesting and also totally unnecessary. What I mean is unnecessary is why did Rick have him run off to Florida because he needed to get him into a
wedding dress.
Well, so now I'm actually going fine, the TV show makes more sense. Why run off all the way to Florida? There's a wedding dress in one of the shipwrecks.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if every ship has a wedding dress.
Well, that one does.
If it does, it does. Yeah. Okay, and then the second thing, just small, but I remembered while I was rereading part of the book, and it's actually Beckendorf who gives Tyson the tools in the book.
Oh.
Just something to mention. Right. Instead of them just being in the Poseidon cabin. I was trying to remember, I was like, well, where did the tools come from in the book? Well, Beckendorf gave them to him.
Because Beckendorf really liked him. He was the only one that... And we need Beckendorf.
I know. And then the last thing is we talked about how Percy made it the whole school year without getting attacked by monsters until the last day.
Yeah.
Well, in the book, Annabeth pretty much says that Tyson's kept him safe all year. She says, like, I'm surprised they even attacked with him there. And how, like, most monsters that would have attacked Percy would have been scared off by a Cyclops. Because, I mean, they are, even a baby Cyclops, he's very strong. Right? I mean, he just, like, smashed the Crocian bowls, whatever those bowls. He just smashed one in with his hands and killed it.
So Poseidon sent him to Percy.
And to
Tyson.
help each other.
Aww.
That's so cute.
I mean, he has to. There's no way. Like, he literally protected Percy. Yeah, that's great. I remember that now.
Yeah. So that was just a fun thing. Because I remember thinking, like, how did a child of the big three make it an entire school year in the mortal world just completely fine? In all the rest of the books, it's like he's constantly being attacked by monsters.
Right.
It was Tyson.
I keep forgetting, and this is a silly thing to say, that I keep forgetting he's part of one of the big three, but, like, you know, sometimes I just kind of lump him in with I'm like, does every other demigod have this problem? But I keep forgetting it's like because of him being one of the big three. And I don't know how much the TV show, maybe they made this clear in the first season. They did. They made it clear in the first season, but he is that much more, like, he radiates that much more whatever demigod smell, you know?
Yeah.
So.
But even Annabeth in the book, it says when she was traveling to see Percy and she was coming from Virginia that she was having monster attacks, like, the whole time. And he even notices, like, her clothes have, like, claw marks. Yeah. And she has some scratches on her.
Yeah.
But that is her, like, traveling alone, probably mostly through the woods, like, prime monster.
And we also know that when she was living at her dad's house, there would be monster attacks sometimes too. But, so yeah.
I mean, she is the most powerful demigod.
Right.
Of the time.
So, are we done with that little housekeeping segment?
Yes.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. I loved this episode so much.
It was really good.
Which is not supposed to be my part in this podcast. I'm supposed to, like,
be
the one who doesn't love it.
I have some things I didn't like about it.
I did too. But still, there are some things in here that I just loved, and it starts from the very beginning. So do you want to start us off? This is episode 3. We board the Princess Andromeda.
Yep. So we open in the big house attic, and you see the Minotaur horn sitting up there. And then Clarice comes into frame, and she starts talking to the Oracle, but she definitely doesn't know what to expect.
She's just calling out to the Oracle.
Yeah, she's just I'm daughter of Ares. Yeah. I have my quest. I'm here to get my prophecy.
Yeah.
My God, this is so funny. First of all,
oh my gosh,
this doesn't happen in the book, right?
No, but it does happen.
All this Clarice point of view,
right? It does happen in the book, but we didn't know what happened.
Yeah,
and I just have to say they did this perfectly. Funny. This is exactly what happened to Clarice when she went to the attic. 100%.
So then the Oracle wakes up. And she just beheads it.
Oh my God.
She gets scared and she just beheads it.
I had the best reaction to this.
Oh my God.
I was like, what? And then I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. Of course Clarice would cut off its head.
My God.
It scared her. She attacks. She's a child of Ares.
Oh my God, it was so funny. And then the Oracle, heals itself magically and then starts giving her the prophecy. I do think the Oracle maybe looks a little different.
I thought so too, and I wanted to go back and look because I think the last one, they're both hippie-ish, but the last one didn't have like dark blackish hair.
I just think
longer.
I can't remember exactly. I just was like, it is different.
Yeah, and I didn't go back to look. So hey,
me neither.
It's different. Maybe she likes to change her appearance from time to time.
Yeah,
I do love though how horror filmy the attic is. Every single time the attic and the Oracle is always like this is like out of a horror film.
Well, I mean, they like when they're preparing Percy for going up there the first time, they say like they kind of are like, oh yeah, like try not to go crazy. Okay, have fun. Like they do kind of hype it up to be scary, but these books are so funny that anything scary is instantly funny because we're in Percy's head and he's so funny. But I think it is supposed to be that scary.
Yeah, and we don't get background music when we're reading a book.
No, the background music definitely makes it scary.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So we get the prophecy lines, but they kind of fade out as the scene fades into her standing in the big house picking like the new person for the quest.
But you hear something about failing, right?
Yeah, it says you will fail, and that's where it trails off.
Yes.
And I don't remember what it is in the book. Okay, so the prophecy says what? What does it say in the book?
It says, you shall sail the iron ship with warriors of bone. So that's said in the TV show, right?
Yes.
You shall find what you seek and make it your own.
Also says that in the TV show.
Sounds pretty good. But despair for your life entombed within stone. So we don't get that.
No, that they say
They
that
say
in the
it?
TV show. Yeah, that's
Oh,
when she's like
sorry.
walking back down the attic stairs. You hear that.
You hear
playing.
that? Okay.
Yep.
And we know what that means. We know
Yes.
it means the
cave.
Inside the cave. And fail, and this is where it goes off, right?
Yes.
So it's, and fail without friends to fly home alone.
Right. So in the book, she will fail without friends.
So she needs friends.
So she needs friends.
But she reads this
But
differently.
she reads this differently and decides not to have anyone come with her.
She thinks that they're going to die. I think she's worried that her friends will die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then fly home alone.
Because they send her.
They send her off with the fleece alone because Percy can't fly.
Yeah.
In an airplane. So
fascinating.
It's very interesting. So, I mean, it's exact same lines. So we have the exact same prophecy, which does mean certain things should happen the same way. Like, Clarice should also end up in the cave.
Yeah, we should get her on this whole trip.
Yeah. So,
interesting.
anyways, it's very interesting. So when she's then having to choose, she looks at Chris, and there's, like, you can see, like, she's scared.
A worry. But then you don't know what happens because it goes off at that point. Okay, so also don't forget, Tantalus also tells her that the minute she sees Percy and Annabeth, she has full authority to, like, exact whatever words he uses.
Yeah, like the full wrath of, I don't know. He says something.
Yeah, basically, like, he's like basically giving her okay to just kill him.
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting, except for that we see at the end of this episode that she actually is like, oh, I need Jackson.
Yes, but we also see at the very end of this episode, I don't know if you ever watched this, but they show, like, next week.
I never do.
Well, I do, now that we're doing it, like,
I
1
forgot
week
about
at a time.
that. Okay.
You see Clarice and them absolutely fighting. No, maybe they're fighting. No, they're fighting
Yeah,
each
and
other.
we saw that in the trailer.
Yeah, but I was like, well, we don't know the context of this, but no, we have the context now.
Well, we still don't know
fight.
the context. We just know they're going to fight. Like,
I think
why
the
are they
context
fighting?
is she was told to.
Okay, yeah, we'll see. Wow, it's supposed to be next episode. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it fades out of this one, or goes out of this with her just looking a little concerned about picking two people. And I was like, so does she pick him or not? Well, she doesn't, because I'm glad she doesn't, because that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, but we did think that's how Chris Rodriguez is gonna end up with Luke, but now, is he just a spy? Or is he not gonna be Luke's pawn until season 4?
Right? Because... And that, yes, I was thinking about
sense.
this. We had this whole, like, oh, this is how Chris... Yeah, so...
I want to find out by the end of the season, like, something. I want a hint as to what is going to happen with Chris.
I know, because I was a little bit worried. He's supposed to... There is a whole point to his return later in the books.
Yes.
That if we don't have... I mean, I guess really could totally probably be gone from the books and
You could just use
the
Nico
world.
instead.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, but it was weird. So I feel like we're going to get more.
So now we're back with Percy and Annabeth and Tyson.
Yes.
And they are climbing onto the cruise ship.
Oh my gosh.
This song is playing.
Yes. It's called Better by Kalo or something like that.
It's a pretty good song.
It was totally not the vibe I was expecting.
No.
The whole ship was not the vibe
Because
I was
it's during the day. In the book, they showed up at night. But here, he was on the beach early morning. And then by the time they're, like, sailing off, the sun is starting to rise.
Yeah, yeah.
But now it's, like, seems like
now
it's
it's morning.
midday. So I don't know how long they've been chasing this cruise ship, but that's
I don't know, but the
fine.
whole cruise ship... First of all, thank you for being a cruise ship.
Oh,
thank
real
you for having
cruise
people
ship.
who are not monsters and demigods.
Yes.
However, they're all very animated. They're not we are having fun. And that's kind of sad, only because that means that I'm pretty sure the podcaster Mike was not cast as Zombie Dad that he wanted to be cast as.
Considering this episode
you
ends...
only understand that if you're listening to the newest Olympian, but
yeah, considering this episode ends and
they're off the Princess and Drama, we're not going to get that.
Probably not.
So can I just say though, this is the start of chapter 8. I mean, this is chapter 8 of the book now.
Yes.
And like you said already, the difference is that they arrived at night, but now it's day.
Yeah.
And they also go to a room,
yes.
Same as here. We don't get to see the whole, like, oh, let's go find a room. They just, like, walk into a room. Okay.
Yes, but we do see, on my second watch through, I noted very carefully that Percy, Tyson, and Annabeth are all 3 wet when they jump on board. And then when they get in the room, Tyson says,
Are you dry already? And I was like...
And he's still wet.
Someone listened to us, because we were all mad at season 1. Like, why is Percy wet?
It's so easy. It can just be as simple as this. Just one comment from one character.
Sure, blow dry his hair, change his clothes. You got it. You're done.
Yeah. It's just, I think that because the super wet scene in season 1 was, like, so wet, and they were constantly getting wet, that a full reset every time. I mean, I get that they should have just done it anyways.
Yeah, they should have.
But I also get why it would have been a lot harder, where this is like, we're now in a new scene, in a new location, just have him in with a new t-shirt.
Yeah.
He's not soaking, like, head to toe soaking wet.
Yes.
He's just got some, like, sea spray on him.
And it's better late than never. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I wrote down here, I said, oh my gosh, are you dry already?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, by the way, last episode, I called her Anna.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Do you know why? Because when I write my notes, I don't want to write Annabeth out every single time, so I write Anna. So I'm going to have to stop calling her. Like, that's not okay, because she is so not an Anna in every way.
It was really funny. This one time you said Anna, and I was like,
gosh, sorry, guys.
Fine.
I can't imagine how people were like, huh? Anyways, so just to do the comparison, since this is our job, they do arrive at night. They don't hear or see anything. They're kind of like, this is a little creepy. You know, they do find a room and they go to sleep. They do find also, like, they do open their duffel bag and say, oh, look, Hermes thinks of everything, and pull out the stuff. And that does happen here. So we are getting similar.
It kind of didn't make any sense. Sorry, because I was trying to figure out where did he pull the clothes out of? Because what Hermes gave him was a small fanny pack with multiple pockets, and he pulls out all of Tyson's clothes.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Hermes thinks of everything. I'm like...
Well, because in the books, Hermes gave them each duffel bags. He gave them 3 duffel bags, and Percy was wondering why there was 3, and then suddenly Tyson and Annabeth show up, and then that's why there's 3.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He has his backpack, and he has his fanny pack. I'm like, where did he pull these clothes out of?
It was a magical, like a Harry Potter fanny pack, right?
Yeah, or the nanny. What's her name?
Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a Mary Poppins bag.
Anyway, so I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
The other thing that happens the same here is that in the book, Tyson says smells funny, and Percy's like, oh yeah, he smells monsters. And Annabeth is like, well, what does it smell like? And he says, funny. I don't know. Whatever. Bad. She's like, well, that helps. But
yeah,
in here,
like, I'm sorry. Has Grover ever been able to say it smells like this exact
I
monster?
know.
She just has
She's
a problem
just rude with him. Yeah, but so here's the same thing. He says, I smell monsters, although it comes a little bit later in this scene. So I like that we're getting all those similar things.
Yep. So he does smell monsters like he's supposed to. Also, in this episode, it seems like Annabeth's problem with Tyson is just resolved suddenly. Like I don't even see like really any hints of it. I was like, oh,
I think they're constantly in danger, so she's just put it aside right now because Annabeth is smart.
I know, but there would have been an exact time to, and we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it. So, there's this adorable scene between Percy and Annabeth. It's the best Percy scene of like this whole episode.
Really?
I think.
What?
Of this whole episode when he's like, I trust you.
Oh yeah.
That was so cute. But
you're missing.
I know. But it's so cute when he says, I trust you, and they're like just so adorable here. Yeah. But this conversation comes up because he's basically saying, like, I know how to fix this problem about how I'm not supposed to know something, but also I'm not supposed to be on this quest because of this thing I'm not supposed to know. And then
so his handling then is that, like, if I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do, let's have a code word. If
it's like leading me in whatever direction is like what Chiron's scared of.
Yeah.
We need this code word.
And then he uses the code word boon.
So
which
funny.
Is I want to know what the writers were thinking when they like came up with this word. They're just like somebody in the writer was like, boon, that's a cool word, and then they just decided to throw that into Percy.
Yeah.
Which honestly totally works. It's a totally Percy thing to have some kind of weird fascination about a word.
That he just thinks it's funny sound. Yeah, it's really good, and he plays it so well.
He does. Oh, his face in this scene is so cute, too.
Yes, it's literally so adorable. And then Annabeth is still kind of freaking out, and he's like, listen, we've had a hard couple of days, but we're stowaways on a cruise ship. Like, let's go to the arcade. Let's go to the buffet.
Oh, that's right.
Like, let's go have fun.
It sounded so fun for a second.
And then there's monsters everywhere.
Yeah. Well, because then he comes out saying, I smell monsters, right? So it kind of stops there.
When they first get in the room, that symbol of the scythe, that same symbol that ends up, being on the flag and on that gold card, is on the TV when they walk in. It's in the corner.
So you saw it.
On my second watch through, I noticed it in the corner, that same exact symbol. Yeah. So that was cool.
Okay, and then when it comes to the book, there's not really anything more to go over. The thing is that they find the room, they open the duffel bag, they say, look, it's all here, and then they go to sleep. And then he and Tyson smell monsters. And then Percy has a dream about Kronos.
Yeah.
And then has that dream about Grover, which is the dream we already talked about.
Yep.
Where, it's just more about like that guy saying, honey pie, the Cyclops saying, honey pie, are you ready yet?
Is the train almost done?
Yeah.
And then it's like 5 days. Okay, fine, 7 days. Is 7 less than 5? Yeah.
Yeah, so that all happens at that part. Which we don't get. It's sort of mixed in. We're not getting Kronos dreams, but I know we get it somewhere because I've seen it in the trailer. But I'm kind of happy we're not getting Kronos dreams every episode
get, like,
because
a quick flashback.
I hate Kronos Dreams.
Yeah, because I don't like his character design. I don't like his voice.
And when we, I know I'm just jumping ahead, but when we see the sarcophagus, blah, 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 blah,
Sarcophagus.
Thank you. And he hears, hello, little hero, or whatever. I'm like, oh, good. It's not the same weird voice that they gave him.
Yeah.
So I think they've changed some things. Again, good job. Good job on the changes.
Yeah. So we have this new scene that opens up, and it's Clarice by herself leaving camp. So she has no one with her, and she's walking towards the tree, and she sees Ares.
And I was thinking, like, oh, good, are we going to... So we do get one conversation with Ares and Clarice in the book later, and I'm wondering if we'll still get that, or if this kind of encompasses that conversation, too.
I feel like if you're going to pay that actor...
You might as well have him both times.
You're going to want to have him in more than one episode.
So we'll have to see. But if nothing else, this satisfied my... I'm glad to see this. This was really well done.
Because this book, so book 1, it's like, we hate Clarice so much.
Right.
Like, we hate her. In book 2, it's like, she's protecting the camp. She cares about the camp more than the chariot races, because she's like, excuse me.
Yeah.
What about protecting the camp?
Yeah.
And yeah, when she's chosen for this quest, we're annoyed, because we want Percy to be chosen for this quest. But then we see her getting, like, bullied by her dad, and...
I know, you start feeling for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, things do start turning around, and that's definitely, I mean, even more so now that we're, like, really seeing her. Like, really seeing her journey, it's even more so.
Yeah, I also love the fact that she always has a full, beautiful makeup face.
I have a note about that, too. I'm like... She's just doing her makeup, like...
Yeah, for sure.
All the time.
She's still taking an hour every morning to get that perfect face.
She has travel makeup. Also, Annabeth is wearing, like, a slight eyeshadow all the time. And I'm like, no, she's not.
Annabeth would
literally never
do
but
that.
It's, like, so subtle that I think it's just, like, I don't know if you're really supposed to notice it. But
that's
it's
hilarious.
Definitely a little sparkly.
That's funny.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed when Clarice was walking alone was like, okay, she did not take Chris Rodriguez with her.
Yeah.
So then that answers that question where we were like, in a way, in the book, we were like, oh, so did they just not want to go with her?
Yeah.
But we don't know.
No.
And the way they're communicating this, it's not that. It's more like she was like, I'm not bringing anybody else.
I'm going to fail without friends. Which, again, I feel like that does make sense.
No matter which way you look at it. Like, no, then take your friends.
Yeah, but then it says fly home alone. So yeah, like, maybe it was like, you will fail without them, but also they're gonna die. And she was like, I don't know, maybe I could not fail also.
See, Clarice has never been known for intelligence particularly. No. So she just didn't know how to take
this. But she has a big heart.
She has a big heart. I know. We
Despite
definitely...
her being a bully.
Yeah, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but okay.
She cares about the people she cares about.
That's true.
She doesn't care about Percy.
Right. So yeah, she sees Ares, and he says the whole thing about like, oh, you're at one woman army.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, she's like, I didn't want any dead weight, but obviously that's not what's happening.
She just wants to be tough in front of her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ares is like, come on, I'll show you the ride I got you. And now they're at this dock.
I love how he describes it. I'm not even going to even try to say what he said. It's like a big thing in the back, big boom thing. I don't know, whatever. Yeah. I don't even know if he's even saying anything correct. It sounds like he's just like a kid that's looking at this cool battleship and being like, look at that massive gun. And like, he's just like, just so good.
It so really good. Is. And he does specify that it is all celestial bronze, ammo and stuff.
Yeah.
So good for killing monsters.
Yep. We got all the soldiers from all those defeated in battle, which we know that have to like serve Ares.
Yeah, and Clarice does like say the line about it. Now they're like all different instead of all just being like Confederate soldiers, which is probably for the best because the Confederacy is a little bit controversial.
Yeah, and maybe that's all it is. But I was like, what? Well, I don't know. Maybe someone... I'm just wondering, like, no one's saying they're good. Well, I can see how they wouldn't want to be, like, when she does her rousing speech and stuff, maybe it wouldn't work so well. But I was a little bit like, I don't know. I mean, I get the idea, but at the same time, I'm like, where no one's saying this is a good side. We're saying it's not. They weren't great soldiers, but whatever.
I don't think it even matters. Like, I don't think it even matters what we're saying about them. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's like, imagine being like, look, these are all Nazis. Have fun on a boat with them. It's just like, we're just not going to do that. We're not even going to... bad.
Yeah.
We're just not going to touch.
I mean, it makes sense. We don't want to mess with that. Yeah. I cannot wait until we get to my favorite thing about these soldiers.
The Blockbuster guy.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Okay. We'll wait till we get there, but that is the best.
Okay, yeah.
So he then gives this terrible speech
Oh my gosh.
To the soldiers.
Well, first of all, before he starts that, he says something to her about like, you gotta hurry up because that sea twerp has a head start, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't want Percy to one-up him in any way. It has nothing to do with Clarice.
Percy got him in trouble
yes.
last year.
Yeah, so Percy's not his favorite person, which,
Ever.
hello, he never will be.
No.
Oh, but man, yeah, this speech, like, I'm like, what a butt.
Yeah. It's bad. He also, right before he gives a speech, I think it's right before or it's right after, he does say to Clarice, like, you know what will happen if you fail.
Yeah, what will happen if she fails?
I don't know. But whatever it is, she looks scared.
He takes away her spear.
Yeah. That's all she cares about. What in the book does he threaten her with exactly?
So we just looked in the book, and it's basically the same conversation, and he doesn't tell her what. He's like raises his fist, but he doesn't even explain. I don't even know if that means he's going to beat her. He's literally just, he's all bully. He's all talk and no bite, really. Like, what is he going to do to her? I mean, I guess he could do anything. He could beat her up.
He could just physically beat her up.
I guess
that could be what he does.
Yeah, so it's not clear what his...
I mean, he curses Percy. He does. It says like when you need it the
in
most,
battle, the most,
like your sword will fail or whatever.
Yeah.
So he could curse her, but yeah, he, like, we just looked at the book, and he also calls her a little girl.
Yeah, and he's also saying you can't let Poseidon's son beat you, whatever. It's basically the same conversation, except for that Ares is more angry and like he's a little more funny, not funny, but just like a little more pathetic in this book in this TV show. Not pathetic, but you know what I mean? Like, there's something almost, even though he's totally being mean to her, there's something almost like Big Brother-like and less abusive father-like.
Yeah. It's more like maybe he thinks of it as like, I'm just teasing her.
Yeah.
Where in the book, it's like, no, he's being,
scary.
Like,
he's
scary.
More scary. Ares is definitely more scary in the book. But that's how we've noticed a lot. I mean, Hades was more scary in the book than in the TV show. Like, by far. Don't even get there.
Remind me.
So, yeah. So it's the same conversation.
Yeah.
Although you do see the point when the first thing he says when he says little girl, she like stands up straight. Like, she's like, what? And then as he goes on about all this.
About how she has no experience in battle. She starts to like sink.
Like her shoulders kind of come in. Like you can feel her getting crushed by those words. And it's just like sad.
Yeah. And also, but then he's like, you guys have to make her succeed or I'm going to crush your bones into dust and like throw them in Tartarus.
So he threatens them to, but.
Yeah, but then they don't seem to take that very seriously, do they? Because the whole thing about her being a little girl who has no experience.
Yeah, he was not setting her up for any win.
No.
There was nothing about that. He's like, this is how horrible she is, but you need to listen to her. Well, he just like.
Yeah.
No, it's ridiculous. Okay, good. So at that point, again, we don't get any of this in the book. We're just on Princess Andromeda this whole time.
But like you said, this very similar conversation does happen in the book later.
Yeah. In the book, we're all just in Princess Andromeda, like I said. So in here, it goes from his dream to waking up in the morning, right? And I just have to redo this because this is like... It's interesting because there is a similarity to this when they finally go to the TV and they listen to the introduction.
Yes.
But it's over the speakers. Good morning, passengers. We'll be at sea all day today. Excellent weather for the poolside mambo party. Don't forget $1 Million Bingo in the Kraken Lounge at 1:00. And for our special guests, disemboweling practice on the promenade. And then there's that whole thing where it's like, he's like, disemboweling? And Tyson's like, the happy man or whatever said, bowling? And then Annabeth is like, disemboweling? Like, so it's just kind of a cute like scene. But this is them getting ready and going out and like seeing all these people that do look like they're all just zombified and like talking weird. And then they see the buffet line, and they patiently behind them. And
not just any monster, it's a hellhound.
Oh,
That's important for later.
Okay, fine. It's a hellhound. So that's what we're getting in the book. In this scene in the show, though, they've gone to their room, right? They've changed.
Yeah.
And now they're out checking out the cruise, thinking it's a normal cruise.
Yes. They go to do something fun because, like, they've had a hard couple days. We pick up back with Percy and Annabeth and Tyson on the ship. And we're panning around to everything, and then we see these monsters, the Lastrygonians.
The Lastrygonians, yep.
The same ones, which also does mean they don't I was kind of waiting for them to say this, because...
Oh, that they came back from,
one of them died. Clarice stabbed
Was
it
it
with a
the
spear.
exact same faces of all three, or just two of them the same? Because he says, I think it's from the same. They say they look like they're from the same clan. They didn't say they're the same ones.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be slightly different ones.
I'd have to like go back and look and exactly their faces.
They
and
look
stuff.
pretty much the same.
My
to
guess
me.
is they were the same exact ones, because there's no way they went and took some other people and put all that makeup on them. So yeah.
But anyway, so either that means they regenerated really quickly, which it would have been a good time to say, like, I know that we're not in the second series where the Doors of Death, blah, blah, blah. But still, even in the first series, Percy talks about how unlucky he is with how fast these monsters regenerate for him, like the Minotaur and the Furies, etc.
I forgot that was really more a second series thing.
Yeah, when it's like for real serious monsters aren't dying.
Yeah, okay. Good point.
But anyways, I just thought maybe they'd mention something about that here, like, oh, wow, I'm so unlucky to have them regenerate so quickly. But they just don't.
But they don't ever talk about regenerating at all.
I know. I'm saying this would have been the time.
Yeah, they could have talked about it. Yeah. I don't know. There's sometimes they have to watch out being too much exposition, so.
I know.
But they do send Tyson, when they sent Tyson away to go get their duffel bags, I was a little concerned.
That something was going to happen to him?
I was like, wait, are they going to find... But again, they sent Tyson away during this scene with Luke anyways. Which is whatever. Okay, fine. We'll get to that. But yeah, so then when they go by that woman reading bow hunters.
Yeah.
And then it's Allison. Does Allison see Annabeth? And go, Annabeth, yeah, right?
Because she overhears them talking and they're saying, we have to get off this ship. This is why Hermes sent us here. And then she like perks up at that.
So then she acts like she doesn't know what's going on or whatever. She acts all friendly and stuff. But do you notice how immediately sus Percy is?
Yeah.
Wait. Did I use that word correctly in the correct way?
Yeah.
He's suspicious. And I was like, God, that's so not Percy in the book. But that's fine. That is Percy in the TV series. But he was like, huh? You know?
Yeah.
What we don't realize is that in the books, he doesn't get to see Grover in that scene with Allison. So his suspicion is because he's like, wait, I've seen this girl. Like, he's picking up, like,
where do I know her from?
Why do I know this? Yeah. So I guess that is a different thing. I was just thinking, why is he so smart? But that's fine. Also, can I just say that this fight they get into?
Yeah.
No,
before we get to it,
okay.
Before we get to it, let's say something I like about this show.
Okay.
Before I talk about this fight that I don't like at all. So, this little greeting where it says like, glory to Athena, and then she's like, honor to Apollo. I really like that. Like, what a cute way to like honor and greet another demigod.
Sure, what do they sing to Poseidon?
What would you say, I guess?
Respect to, or let's say glory, honor, respect. Sure. Okay, yes. Can we really talk about how lousy this fighting is? I mean, like, they could have just used...
You think you're going to take on the most powerful demigod ever, Annabeth, with this tiny knife? But then she's, like, kind of doing a good job. I'm like, Percy and Annabeth fighting together can literally take on giants, okay?
Yeah, there's no
Percy
way.
and Annabeth fighting together are, like, so great. And Percy's supposed to be good at swordplay.
Did you see him hacking with his sword? He was using it like it was an axe.
No. And he cuts that arrow out of the sky so well.
What was happening in this scene?
But he's doing such not a good job. And I'm like, if this was a really good fight scene, I'd be like, yeah, I'm glad this is in here. We need some action. But now I'm like, you know what? I would like to see more Lastrygonians bowling. I would like to see so many other things. Besides this fight scene, it's so bad. And it ends, like, so dumb. Like, they don't even really...
No, it's horrible.
They win, but not even really.
No. I want to point out there is such thing as, what's it called when you're, your doubles? Stunt doubles.
Yeah, that's what they're called, stunt doubles.
Throw some stunt doubles in there. We could have totally done it. They had stunt doubles in season 1.
Yeah.
Please
show Percy being good at sword fighting.
There is an amazing way to do stunt doubles.
Face off and have a sword fight with Luke. In this book, this happens. He has a whole sword fight with Luke. Is he just going to be bad at it?
Yeah.
Or is he just suddenly going to be good at it?
Yeah. I mean, there's no excuses. No. There's no excuses.
I really did not like this.
I was like, what was going on here?
They're together. I mean, even individually, they could take on Allie by themselves.
Also, Allie comes back. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, she just like
threw
falls
her off the
off.
sides of the boat.
Well, no, they don't even throw her. She just like falls.
Yeah.
I think those rails
are too low for being
supposed to be the height where like you would have to jump. Like it's supposed to be like basically chest height.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way she just accidentally fell off of this railing. Whose safety? Like,
who's in charge of the safety here?
Who built this boat?
The same people who, ran Hogwarts.
Good, so we pick up, we're back in their little room, and Tyson's like, oh, are we ready to go? Like, I packed up everything, and then Percy dumps Allison's bag out, and they find the gold card, and that's when...
And why does Annabeth suddenly think she needs to look at the TV?
Well, Percy says, Luke is here.
Yeah.
I know why. Because she's the one who turned off the TV earlier, and she saw that little scythe on the TV, like I mentioned. She saw it. So when she sees that same exact symbol on the card that he's holding, she's like, oh my god, I saw that on the TV, and turns on the TV.
Yeah. So none of this happens in the book.
No. But this little program that's playing
is similar
has some
to
book
our
stuff in it. Yeah, because it shows a picture of the Hellhound at the buffet.
Yes.
And now, okay, the bowling...
And it mentions bringing into the Golden Age, which is what Luke is
we're sailing into the Golden Age.
Yeah.
And also we see the last Dragonians bowling. Doing, which, of course, it's a little bit different because in the announcement it says there's bowling, and then for our special guests, there's disembowelment. So they kind of
No, the announcement doesn't say bowling at all. The announcement says mambo something. It says for special guests disemboweling. Bowling is not said at all. It's what Tyson thinks they said.
Oh.
So they actually used what Tyson thinks they said in the TV show. But still, it's still kind of cool. It's a nod to that, It
is.
And I liked it because it's corny, right?
Yeah.
Like that little announcement was corny, just like the book is, which again...
We don't get as much
starting to have a little bit more corny, like when we get to the Blockbuster guy, right? Yeah. A little bit more of that is being fed into this TV show, so I'm getting a little excited.
Yeah. And I mean, Rick is so funny. I mean, he writes these books, he's so funny.
Yeah, he is very funny.
And maybe he took himself a little bit too seriously helping the process in the first...
Yeah, or someone...
he was like, maybe he was a little bit nervous.
I think he was nervous.
Yeah. And I think now...
I think it's hard to stand up for yourself amid a bunch of professionals who've done TV shows saying this is the way it should go. So
yeah, and maybe now he feels a little bit more comfortable and he knows these guys a little bit better.
Let's shake it up a little.
Yeah. But there's one thing I need to mention.
Okay.
The flag on the outside of the boat is orange. Isn't it weird for Luke to have an orange flag that's the exact same orange as the Camp Half-Blood t-shirts?
Also, there's no screaming woman strapped to the front of the boat either.
That's true.
Yeah.
This cruise ship in the book does have like this figurehead.
A beautiful
of, like, a
woman,
mermaid.
but she's like mermaid.
But when you look closer, she's like
terror.
Yeah, she's like screaming in terror, and it's like, oh, good
and it's
Lord.
Some story about Andromeda, because Andromeda I think was like maybe tied to the
her.
rocks, and then either Perseus or Hercules, someone saved her. I need to know my mythology better, but
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah. Okay, so going to the book. So what happens here in the book is that they go straight from seeing all this going on, like, the hellhound, all that kind of stuff, to like seeing some more monsters coming. So they hide in the girls' bathroom, and then they hear Luke's voice going by. And they were planning on leaving, but then they hear Luke's voice, and then like Tyson's like, "We leave now?" And they're like, "Nope, we have to find out." And now both Annabeth and Percy are completely on the same page. Like, okay, we got to go find out what Luke's up to. And Annabeth says, if it's possible, we're going to beat him up, bind him in chains, and drag him back to Mount Olympus, which I guess is still in alignment here, except for we have Percy pushing it in the beginning to kill him, right?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, too. I actually did write that. I was like, it is kind of the same book in the plan. It is kind of the same plan in the book. She's thinking to capture the whole time. We just don't have this kind of like argument between the two of them. But yeah, I noted that too.
And also they hear them saying, we got to get to the, what's it? Admiralty suite. That's sweet. Oh my gosh. And check on the casket, right? Yeah. So we're in the TV show, which we haven't gotten to this part of it yet specifically, but she's like, obviously he's going to take that one, the best one, because he's got an ego,
Yeah.
Which makes sense too.
I like it. Yeah.
But that finishes chapter 8 of the book. So I just wanted to say that so we can end that chapter. No, we're on chapter 9 now, and then we can go to the next scene on the TV show.
Yes. So now we open with Clarice back on the ship. We see all of the people, all the soldiers, and they're singing the song. And And they're talking about going to Asphodel.
Before
the Asylum.
Before the
Asylum?
song, yep, Asylum, yeah. Before the song, though, she's like walking through the upper part, and she can hear them talking like about a little bit about her.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can tell she's having trouble with respect. And then
Yeah.
she goes down there singing, and I thought that was cool. It's a song like about the Greek underworld, basically.
Yeah, that's cool.
I kind of liked the song.
I did too. I thought it was a good song. Very, shippy.
Yep. And oh my goodness, my favorite thing.
Yep,
man.
here it is. This is so great when they're talking about what war they've been in and who
Mitch
killed them.
from Blockbuster. So guys, if you don't know what Blockbuster is, back in the day, we used to get our movies from this little box that you rented from Blockbuster and stuck in your VCR player.
Yeah.
The box was a VHS. Blockbuster was like you went and you found your movie and you hoped that someone else didn't rent it out because sometimes it was rented out.
Yeah. So then he gets asked what war he lost, and he said the streaming wars. And he said it was brutal at the end.
His face looks actually kind of brutal. What did they do? What happened?
Yes. This is so funny. Like,
so funny.
The
Mitch
fact that
needs
this
to stay
as a war for him to be like.
This also totally contradicts everything I've been trying to like explain about this series to myself as to why they can't have George and Martha, why they can't have so many things is because they're not slapstick humor. This is more of that slapstick humor. This is totally off their humor theme and I'm loving it. But now I'm like, if you could have done Mitch from Blockbuster, you could have done George and Martha. Hello?
It seems like, and per also what Mike Schubert from the New Slimping said after he, interviewed the writers and the people who worked on the TV show, it seems like they're trying to do as little CGI as they can in this season for some reason. And George and Martha would have had to been CGI'd. The hippocampi would have had to been CGI'd.
Listen, the hippocampi are in the end credits.
Built sets.
I know. They're not using that big green screen thing or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Whatever they called that, which I thought was actually really cool from last season. Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know.
I am confused if the hippocampi are coming back because they're shown in the credits.
I know. Is that like just an homage to what's not going to happen, or is it foreshadowing to what's going to happen?
No, but that was a fancy word.
Homage. Thanks.
Good job. Anyways, okay, yes, that was really cool. I mean, it does kind of help you a little bit. It makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, it is really funny. So then she tells them the coordinates.
Yes, and she tells them the wrong coordinates.
Not even close. It's not even when Tantalus got it wrong the first time.
Oh, was it different?
He only got one number wrong. This time she gets 3 out of 4 numbers wrong.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Are you sure?
Yes. So did he tell her
he probably told her
new set of coordinates that's even more wrong?
Yeah, no, for sure. Because he forgot again, and then he had to make it up. He doesn't care about the camp. He's just like, I need to send this quest because then I'm doing something. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Anyways.
I mean, we know it's the wrong coordinates from later in this episode, but I didn't notice that when she read it out loud.
Very wrong.
But she also doesn't get their attention at all.
No, they're not really listening. They're kind of listening. Not really. She tries to be tough like how Ares did. They don't care about that either. Meh. I wanted her to just turn and just stab one of them.
Me too. I was like just girl, just kill one. Send it back to Tartarus.
Then they'll get your respect.
Wherever. But no, she gives up and leaves.
Yeah.
That's okay. It works out at the end, okay?
It does.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like that she tried
to do the Ares way and it didn't work.
Approach, and I kind of like that she has to find her own way.
So we're back on the ship. We're baok on the cruise ship.
Yes, there's 2 ships, so now it's confusing.
So we do get Cronus' story here.
Yes, we get a little exhibition dump because, Tyson is like, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
And we get a very short version of Kronos and the gods are his children, and Zeus cut him up with his own scythe.
Yeah. And then we start talking about...
But it is really funny because then they're like, Percy and Annabeth are talking they're like, and now he's coming back and blah, blah, blah. And Tyson goes, but he's in pieces. But they just ignore him. Yeah. But there's a really funny sideline where
he's like,
Tyson's like, what? But he's in pieces.
And he's coming back in pieces too, as they say. But yeah, okay, go ahead.
So now we get this conversation where Percy's like, we can end the war tonight, we can kill him, and he says we gotta take him down. And the Annabeth's like, take him down?
Right. And that was for a second, I was like...
I know! Oh my gosh!
I was like, see, look at we're getting what I said, but then we weren't.
She likes him, and that's why but then that's not what's happening. So she calls him the code word, she says boon, and I love Percy's reaction, he's like, you're right, this isn't gonna work. And she's like, the whole revenge plan? He goes, no, the code word, because you could just use it to win any argument, even if you're wrong.
I love that too. When he said, oh my gosh, you're right, this isn't going to work immediately, I was like, wow, Percy, you gave in fast. Yeah, that was great.
My first thought was like, is this actually a problem?
It has nothing to do with the prophecy. No, she's just trying to use the code word to get him to stop.
Like, I don't actually see how it's relevant, except for that maybe she thinks this is the decision. Like, choosing revenge.
But yeah, and if that's what she's thinking, she needs to stop thinking, because this is not how you handle prophecies. You can't
think about them too much.
Stop every major decision.
I know. I'm going to tell this story again, because I told it in the season 1, I remember. But there's this famous Greek prophecy where it's like, your son is going to kill you and marry your wife. And they were like, oh my god, this is the worst prophecy ever. And then they sent their son off. They just put him in a box and put him in the ocean. They're like, that'll solve the problems. No, it didn't, because now he doesn't know who his dad is. He doesn't know who his mom is. He comes back to the kingdom, and he kills the king because he's a bad king who's mistreating his people, and then marries his mom. It wouldn't have happened if they didn't. It's like a cycle where it never would have happened if they didn't hear the prophecy, because then they wouldn't have sent him away, and then this wouldn't have happened.
And that just goes back to Harry Potter. Also, Voldemort wouldn't have, if he didn't choose Harry and mark him as his own, then Harry wouldn't have had the power to kill him. Yeah. He does exactly what the prophecy says.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. You cannot try to interpret prophecy, especially in a way to try to stop it or change it from happening.
Doesn't Annabeth tell Percy that? Yeah. So she's kind of violating her own policy here. It's okay, good. So they're now arguing about it, about like what to do with Luke, right? Yeah. I realized something. This was like an aha moment for me. Okay. They are going to really beef up Luke's, like the villain story, but like, you know what I mean? Like his arc is this is going to be it, because when they talk about when she's talking about how like she knew Luke and whatever she says in that conversation.
Says, watching, like, of course I'm mad at him. It was like watching my brother stab my sister in the back. Yeah. She does emphasize that she thinks of him as a brother here.
Yeah. But there was something said in that conversation that made me think, you know what? They really are. And then Luke's whole conversation later, his whole like pitch to them. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I know.
They are going to really try to make Luke like not the bad guy, but the misguided poor child that felt like no one loved him.
Which is what happens in the book. It's just slower.
And if exactly. And I think, so we're getting it stronger.
And I think the reason why it's slower is because we're in Percy's head. I think if we were in Annabeth's head for this whole book series, it would have been faster. Okay. We're in Percy's head. He hates Luke for 2 reasons. Okay? Yeah. Yes, Luke's trying to destroy the world. Also, Annabeth has a crush on him. Right. And he has a crush on Annabeth. And so this makes him really hate Luke and like will not even for a second give him like the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Especially because Annabeth keeps on giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, throughout the books, she's constantly thinking that you can save Luke. We're not getting that so much. So we're getting little bits here.
He says, you think you can save. He can be saved. She does. She says, I have to believe that.
That's true. You're right.
So, I mean, she does literally say that.
Yeah, so we are getting the same thing then. Yeah. But it's not as strong. Like I was saying, oh, look, they're going to turn it that way towards her liking Luke. Now I'm not so sure again.
I know. I keep on like looking out for signs. I'm like, is that a sign? Maybe not. But maybe it's just that she really admired him and liked him as like a brotherly figure.
Well, in the moment of time where she was lost and a small child, this guy came and took her hand and said, I'll fight monsters for you. And listen, or not...
gave her the knife.
And gave her the knife. So no matter how she thinks of him, either way, there's going to be a special part in her heart for him. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I have to say that Chapter 9's, back to the book, Chapter 9's chapter title is called I Have the Worst Family Reunion Ever, and I just thought that was kind of like, it's a great title for this coming up meeting with Luke.
Yeah. Also, I will say that killing Luke wouldn't actually end anything anyways. I think it would end things later. Yeah. But right now, Cronus would just pick a different demigod host to be his little pawn. I mean, Allie looks like she's raring to do it. Yeah. So I don't think just killing Luke would be enough anyways.
Yeah. They look at somehow they have a whole blueprint of the ship.
Well, Percy just starts looking through everything. They're talking, he's like looking through everything, and then he just finds like a little map. It's just like a directory.
Yeah, okay, fine. And she picks the Admiral's suite, and that's obviously the right place, and they go to the elevators.
Yeah. And that was the same place in the book. But he does say, I have a plan. Right. But apparently Annabeth doesn't ask him what his plan is until they're in the hallway.
Right.
We're gonna get to that. That's so funny. This is the most Harry Potter thing for no reason. Percy clutches his forehead and hears Cronus's voice.
Right.
When they get into the hallway outside of the suite. I'm like, excuse me?
Right.
But Tyson says it smells bad again, and then they're like monsters. Like, no, worse. So he must be smelling
Cronus. Yeah.
And then it's like right after that,
he clutches his head.
What?
I missed that. I heard that.
He
I saw that.
Perfectly clutches like exactly where Harry's scar would be. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Okay.
What is happening?
Is Walker a Harry Potter fan and he's like, this is where I have to clutch?
It just doesn't make any sense.
Oh my gosh, I would almost love to hear that story. Like, did he, like, was someone like, oh, you're going to hear Cronus's voice in your head? And he's like, I'm going to clutch my scar. I want to know what
Like,
this.
for a second, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, right. And then I was like, wait.
Because that's where it always hurts, right
this
there.
This is not Harry. Why is he hearing his voice and getting pain in his head?
But he hears his voice again when he walks into the...
Yeah, but that's because he's, like, at the sarcophagus,
well,
which
see,
is literally where Cronus
this is them replacing the Cronus dream.
I know, but
I guess.
I just couldn't. I was like, okay.
That is hilarious. That's funny.
And then we have this funny conversation about, like, so what's the plan? I'm going to walk in. I'm going to say, hi, Luke. That's your whole plan? Maybe bye, Luke.
I love that so much. Oh, God.
That's not even a plan. You have no plan.
It's a great plan. I love it. I'm all for it. But then Allison comes out of the elevator, so they like hide in a closet or something.
Yeah, and the monsters behind her, the Lastragonians, are carrying the rainbow raft. So maybe that's how she didn't die. Like, she didn't drown because she got onto the raft, maybe?
Their raft?
Yes, it was their raft. The monsters are carrying it behind it, and then they turn the corner.
I guess we needed to know what happened to the rainbow raft, because otherwise we'd be like, why are they jumping in this other raft?
Yeah. The first time through, I didn't notice
the other raft? Because we didn't want to show them on the water for their whole trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's for easier, like, what's it called? Editing and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. But we get this scene, which is where normally Tyson... So this scene's exactly the same, where they sneak up to the suite and Tyson hears inside and like repeats it. Except for in the book, this is his first time doing it. It totally gives Annabeth the shudders.
But this is the first time he's doing it in front of Annabeth, even in the TV show. He never did it in front of Annabeth before.
Do you see her face at all?
Yes, she just looks fine.
Interesting.
Until it's like, oh yeah, and they're right outside. And then she looks, obviously.
Yeah, because they're right outside.
But this would have been the time to add like, oh, by the way, don't forget Annabeth still kind of has a problem with Tyson.
Because in the book she says, stop that, Tyson. How do you do that? It's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, I guess we were just throwing this episode just has that plot line thrown away. Will this plot line come back?
Yeah, it better come back because we need to know about her problem with Cyclops. Understand why she was so weird in the beginning.
Teased it. Like, oh yeah, how does Annabeth feel about that? Like,
yeah,
it must come up.
Yeah,
later, but
it's gotta. But for some reason we're skipping it. Yeah. It's possible they also took things out that would have showed it. That, you know what I mean? Like,
in the editing room.
But to get the little, again, there's a lot going on in the TV show that's not happening in the books, so I have to get wherever I can. But I just want to say that they do, on the way to the Admiral's suite in the book, they hear Chris Rodriguez's voice.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we've ever heard of Chris Rodriguez, because we don't actually meet him in book one at all.
No.
So this is her saying, oh, that's Chris Rodriguez. Do you remember him? And he's like, I think I kind of like, yeah, maybe. He's sort of does. Kind of one of the Apollo kids. No. He was one of the undetermined campers that lived in Hermes'
Do we ever
cabin.
Find out who his parents?
No, not
I cannot remember.
No, he's never claimed. Not in the books.
But he must be claimed off page after Percy makes all the gods promise to claim their children. But I just don't know what he is.
I wonder if they do mention it when they in the later book when he comes up again.
I really can't remember.
Yeah, because in here in the TV show he is Hermes' cabin.
Yeah,
they're not saying anything about unclaimed, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know.
I said Apollo earlier. I meant Hermes.
Oh yeah. And this is also the first time we hear about the dragon woman, which is like this, I forget how you actually say it. It's Draconet, or I don't know how you say that word, Latin word. But they're the ones that have like the humanoid females with twin serpent tails instead of legs. Now, that's not the same thing that Kelly the vampire something is, right?
No. She's, oh my god, I was going to say she's a cheerleader, but that's not helpful.
I almost have the name of it. It's like, I can almost see it.
It's a kind of vampire, but they have like one goat leg and one wooden leg. It's like the weirdest thing.
For a second, I was like, where is Kelly? Why is she not here? But we don't actually meet Kelly until the third book. Where's the book where he goes to fourth book?
Is that the fourth book?
Oh my goodness, where he goes to that school that his...
Yes.
Yeah, that what's his name works
Blowfist.
Blowfist.
That has to be the fourth book.
Wow, that's when she finally gets introduced. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, she does seem like such a prominent character.
I know. Okay. Yeah. So I was so that's all that really happens in here is there. Oh, and they also mentioned seeing those Lestragonian giants, just like the ones who dodgeball at the school. You know, like they mentioned all that in the book. So we see all that stuff we've already seen in the TV show, and then he does the thing with the voices, and then they're right outside, and now we're at the same spot in the TV show.
Yeah, and that conversation is pretty accurate between book and it's very similar.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for the TV show is maybe a little bit shorter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. When they took Tyson away, what did you think?
I was like, Percy,
what?
Put up more of a fight.
He's like, they won't hurt you?
Says who? Like, they're gonna totally use him against you. And like, what is happening? It was so weird.
I mean, I kind of liked the way it all ended up, for sure. But I was like, first of all, where are our bear twins?
Yeah.
And we didn't get the whole great way that they were able to like get free at the end.
Yeah.
It is an interesting, I mean, I don't hate what they did. And the whole, it's like almost a moral to that story a little bit.
Yeah.
But still, I was like, no. First of all, Tyson also is supposed to be super strong. Tyson would not have let them take him away.
No.
No, he would have tried to beat up those two.
He would have thrown like a baby tantrum.
He would have, totally, 100%. And we do know that he wasn't strong enough for the bear giant thingies, those brothers, together. He like attacked them for calling Percy a fool.
Yeah.
You know, so I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Not okay. But okay, whatever.
It was kind of weird. We do see how strong he is a little bit later. So we do get to see his strength. Luke's acting here is so good.
Oh my gosh.
So good. You get to see so much with like so few words.
Oh, that's so funny that you said that because I didn't like it.
Oh my god, I love how he's like thinking about like Percy brings up, yeah, Hermes sent us and he still thinks, you know, there's a chance to save you, but I don't. And
his
you
whole face.
see like so much
I thought it was a little too exaggerated. I like Annabeth's faces and Percy's faces better. They seem more natural to me.
Maybe it was a little exaggerated, but
you do get to feel all of his feelings.
I think it needed to be.
Maybe.
Because you have to get a lot from it without him saying anything.
I was like, I would have thought Luke would have been a little bit more straight-faced and not so obvious in his feelings, but maybe we needed it. Maybe we needed his obvious feelings.
In the book, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
But I've already accepted this as a different Luke.
Yeah, it is a different Luke.
So,
I mean, he's not blonde.
Yeah. So clearly a completely different person.
Because obviously blondes are totally different than brown heads. What is it called?
Brunette.
Sorry. Oh my god. Okay.
And then Luke says good, he should give up hope, his time is ending, and plus shouldn't I be worried about Poseidon? Oh wait, maybe he's too busy fighting other titans.
We know what's happening. No, he doesn't actually say fighting. He just says he's too busy fighting. Doesn't say titans, but
then
he
says that the other titans are stirring because Cronus is waking.
Oh, okay, yeah. We know what's happening here not from this book though, right?
I don't know. I think it's next book because I think Poseidon himself tells Percy, I'm trying to sink Luke, but he has old gods and titans on his side.
Yeah, and he has his own war going on in the ocean. But we know that from reading the books. But it was interesting that he threw that out here now because it does maybe a little bit tell you oh, Poseidon is busy right now. What's happening? This is why he's not been very helpful, and it also answers any question if you're just why is Luke's? I mean, if Percy can't fly in the air because Zeus will shoot him down, how can Luke? You know what I mean? It kind of gives you that excuse ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly. That I don't know why they don't cover that sooner in the book, but I guess they just don't think about it.
Yeah, they're covering their bases right now. Also, can I just point out that it's not a golden casket? It's some black casket with golden.
It's black and gold.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be completely golden in the book.
Yeah, but I like it.
I like it. I kind of don't care really, I guess, about what the casket looks like, but I just thought I'd say that.
Yeah, it is supposed to be gold, but I think it's it's a great prop. It gives the exact vibes I think it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So now Luke starts talking about the Great Prophecy.
He does.
He just says the Great Prophecy. Percy's like, wait, did you just say the Great Prophecy? Because he didn't even know that the thing he's not supposed to know about is called the Great Prophecy. Okay. So all he learns from Luke is that it's called the Great Prophecy, that Luke himself knows it, and that the god, and then that thing about how the gods are trying to tear us apart by not, giving us the information.
I got it. So that's different than the conversation here in the book. He says something about you know, what happens when you turn 16? Do you even know what happens when you turn 16? And Percy's just like, and it does throw off Percy there. And we're here, he's like, you know what? I'm okay. I don't need to know or whatever.
Yeah, I still think he gets thrown off, but then he like he's like, I don't want to know anyways. It doesn't matter. And then Luke's like, because you're smart or because you're scared. Yeah. Like, can't it be both? Which is great.
It's great. And it can be both for sure.
Yeah.
Also, and one thing Luke says here, which I don't know, does he say in the TV show? But in the book, he says that he has spies at camp.
Yeah, he does not say that here in the TV show.
Okay.
He doesn't give any hints about that.
Right. Also, when he brings up Hermes in the book, when Percy brings up your dad, Luke is mad. He roars. Luke here is not losing his cool. I mean, he loses a little bit like his facial expressions, but he doesn't lose his cool like he does in the book. Yeah.
That's very true. But the one thing that Luke does say that Percy doesn't catch on to, but I did, was he's telling Annabeth about how, you know, this is what Thalia would have wanted. But what he says is, if Thalia knew that she had a chance to take down Olympus, she never would have sacrificed herself. Meaning, if Thalia knew that she could have been the one of the great prophecy people with the power to end the god's reign, she would have made sure
to end it,
to do that.
And it's an interesting thing. We know Thalia. We know that, like, in the end, that's not really what she's doing. But Luke and her had talked and complained. So I wonder at that time, I don't know.
Maybe she might have been feeling angry enough at that time.
Yeah. Maybe years as a tree has chilled her out. I'm not sure.
I mean, Zeus saved her.
Yeah, he did.
I get that, like...
She could have just died.
Luke calls it a curse. Like, the tree was her curse or whatever. But at the end of the day, I mean, he doesn't know that she could come out of the tree.
No,
you know?
He doesn't.
And she does. And she lives.
Yeah.
And so, maybe when she does come out of the tree, she sees that Zeus really saved her.
Yeah.
And maybe that helps soften her a little bit.
I just realized something. We're going to see her.
I know.
Because they cast her.
I know.
When are we going to see her?
I thought it was going to be in some dreams, but that's not happening yet. Maybe we're just going to see her at the end and that's it.
Weird. That would be weird.
I know.
But they've already started doing season 3, so maybe we're not going to, maybe the only reason they cast her was for season 3.
I don't know.
Interesting.
They did cast Nico and Bianca too.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. We'll have to see. In the book and in the TV show, we have the conversation about joining us. He does try to get them to join them in both scenes, right? Doesn't he in the TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the book, he's like, your mom will never have to work again, which, you know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So he brings up his mom here, but then in the TV show, she's sort of like, what happens to the humans? You know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is interesting because he almost convinces me for like a tiny bit of it. I'm like, especially when we go down, we see Tyson being treated like a normal person, and then Tyson
all of
saying
this thing about how the monsters and
they're not really
spirits
monsters. They don't
and demigods could all live together in peace.
But then when she points out, what about the humans? You know what I mean? Like, so then like it's a very good like get you going and thinking about it type of speech. But at the same time, we know really what's happening. We know really
monsters
the Titans
with free
don't
reign
care.
would just eat
all the humans,
and then the demigods, because then all the humans would be dead.
Yeah, so, and do I think the Lacergonian giants are probably fun guys when they're not trying to eat you? Yeah, I actually think they would be totally fun, but they're also trying to eat you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they do in like you said, we go down to the like fighting rink / cafeteria hangout area for all of these demigods and monsters.
Before you get to that though, I do want to say that Annabeth says also that's why you needed the golden fleece then.
Yeah.
Was for the casket. And we also get the same conversation about the casket where like as each person joins up, piece by piece he's being put together. So that's all the same.
Yeah, and in the book too, they get him to admit that he poisoned Thalia's tree. Yeah. Now, of course, in the TV show, they don't need to get him to admit that they saw him do it.
For sure.
But still.
Although Annabeth does kind of confront him on it.
Yeah.
In the TV show. She's mad at him there. But
yeah.
But yeah, okay, good. So they take him down to the training area.
Yes, so.
And the orange shirts are on the dummies, just like in the book. There's a scene where they see them with dummies training with orange shirts on. So.
Yeah, really helpful with getting, like, join us. We're going to kill
all the Camp Half-Blood people, yeah.
Well, this conversation does come up because Annabeth's like, well, what about all of the people at camp? Like, they're not going to bow to you, so you're going to kill them all? And he's like, well, if they know it's good for them, they're gonna join us.
He totally believes himself. He's like, we're gonna have an assault on the camp that they're not gonna be able to handle, and they're all gonna realize that, and they're gonna turn towards us. That's basically what he's saying.
It's
and
like,
I'm like,
no, they've all been
they're
trained
gonna fight for their life
to the death. Like, all of them are trained to fight until they die.
But he does believe this.
I know. He does seem to really believe this.
I think that if he believed that they were all gonna die, he might, I don't know, he can't because then he would be wrong, and he can't be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, this is where my theory comes up of what's going to happen in this season.
Okay.
Because he says this line, when the barrier falls, we're going to, like, fight the camp. And we saw in the trailer them fighting the camp. So I think that what's going to happen is that the barrier is going to fall and the fight is going to come, and then Clarice is going to show up, like, almost too late. And something about how when she, I don't know how, because if they're already in the camp, but maybe the magic will just work a little differently. And she'll put the fleece on
or
the
Thalia
tree,
will wake up. Or Thalia will wake up and just kill all of them because she's so cool.
Yeah, maybe. But also, like, that line, like, the you will fail line, maybe they change. Maybe, because we didn't hear the end of it, maybe it'll just change a little bit. And it'll actually kind of say something else.
Huh.
Because remember in the first show, in the first season, how they passed the time in the war between Poseidon and Zeus.
It's past the deadline?
Where it had already started, but then Poseidon just surrendered.
Are they going to pull the same thing where it's going to be too late?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay,
that's what I think's going to happen. Anyways, when he's trying to convince them about why they should join his side, I was just in my head just yelling, Boone! Boone! Boone!
Same word. this is where you don't make the decision. That's so funny.
Anyways, but she doesn't say it.
Oh my gosh. So you do see Tyson over there, and there's that whole conversation about how they're treated normally, whatever. And you see him making this bomb. Did you suspect
he was
anything?
Helping them.
100% me too.
I was like, Tyson!
Until the end.
Tyson, stop helping them!
Until the end. Until there's a look on Percy's face when I suddenly go, oh. And I realized that actually Tyson's sitting there figuring out a way to save his friends. Yeah. Because Tyson's not stupid.
No. So, yeah, then he's like, oh, so what'd you make?
Oh my god, I love that. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, it's good.
The only thing is that he just stands there and says a bomb. He doesn't even like lunge to knock Percy and Annabeth over to save them from the bomb. No. Because they're literally just in front of the bomb.
No, but they're like, it kind of shows how far away they are. They're like medium far away. Still. I know.
Tyson.
He knew exactly how powerful this bomb was, okay?
And he knew that somehow Annabeth and Percy wouldn't be affected as much and would stand up way before any of the other ones do. I was like, there was a little lack of planning in there.
It's a very magical bomb, okay? It can target people.
It targeted people. Oh my gosh, yeah. So this is how they get out.
Yeah, but Tyson looks so cool. He's like on fire and he takes off his outside jacket.
Like straight hero material.
I know. I was like, this is so great.
That was funny. Someone was having fun with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we get this great scene where they're running. You see the explosion of the things, which we were trying to figure out where's an explosion on the boat, and then them running and all that stuff. So I'm going to skip to the book now, so because obviously all that stuff happened with the Admiral's suite and the casket. We've covered that.
Yeah.
The difference here, this is where it goes off. There's no taking him down to the armory. Luke is just like, okay, we're gonna feed the dragon or the Drakon or whatever you want to call it and take them down. And he sends the stupid brother down because he wants them to escape because he still needs the whole thing to happen. He still
needs the fleece.
Yeah. So they send him down after he just says the Cyclops isn't a match for two of them. He sends the Cyclops off with one of them, right?
Yeah.
So that's where you know, like, okay. Anyway, so they go down there, and then, of course, they set themselves free and run off and find a raft and jump in it.
And use the winds.
And they do use the winds, exactly. Although, did you notice those winds didn't do much effective?
Yeah.
I think it blew a little bit of Luke's hair.
I was like, they're still going pretty slow.
It was not fast at all. It was supposed to be super fast when he did it.
They're supposed to be going, like, so fast that they catch the attention of this, like, patrol boat.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. So, good. Back to the TV show. We do see how strong Tyson is here because he's, like, holding the door closed. He looks like he's, like, barely trying. He's holding the door closed. When on the other side, Allie and her friends are all trying to open it.
Yeah. And he's doing it very casually.
Yeah.
So he's definitely strong.
And then he locks it, and then they get on the raft and they go off. But I was like, wow, that cruise ship wasn't a very good transport for them if they were on it for, like, 5 hours and then they ran off in a raft. But whatever. And then, I noted, like, the wind is not making them go fast enough.
I mean, it was, like, a little faster. Yeah. It was like maybe having a little engine on your raft as opposed to just a raft.
Yeah. Well,
It
to be
was
fair,
funny.
I think that those lifeboats don't have any engine on them.
Probably not. They're probably just
So
sitting
it's
there.
making them move.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
it's kind of
fine.
slow.
It was funny.
We go back to Clarice. She is a little bit down. They're all just chilling on the poop deck or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I noted is she's so beautiful.
I know she really is.
She's
super
so beautiful. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Clarice in the books is definitely not ever described as beautiful.
No. She's big.
But-
She's like a more of a bulky person. Yeah, she's not described as beautiful.
No. But it's like, oh god, like I can never, it's hard to ever hate her. She's, her character has so much more depth and she's just so gorgeous. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Anyways, but she tells this great speech about, aren't you guys sick of failing? What if this could be the one where you guys become heroes and then you all go to asylum? And I'm like, can you promise that? Like,
I don't care. She's gonna get them going.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I don't think
I thought
so.
the same thing.
But it's fine. Whatever you need to say to them, but I don't think that's true. I think it doesn't really matter what they do at this point. I don't know if they'd go to asylum. Like, can you come back as like a zombie and then change your whole human fate? Like, it doesn't matter.
It's possible. Why else would they try to do something for Ares if they couldn't get something out of it?
No. They're working under threat, not promise of something good.
Okay.
Just like, if you do bad, I will
Then
make your
I'll
life
have a
worse.
Okay, got it.
That's
Who
it.
knows? Who knows?
But that's fine. Okay, so, first of all, they were already going. I was like, I kept me confused. She was like, let's go. It's like, but where, are you guys just like going in circles right now? Because you're on the ocean.
I think they're not going very far and very fast, and it's just like, maybe it's just floating.
They're just floating.
Yeah, because no one's
like-
doing anything. No one's working.
Yeah, it is really confusing because it seems like they're going, but
Yeah.
also they're not doing anything. But it's fine. She's like, who's with me? And they're like, yeah. And then the guy comes up and he's like, I think we have the wrong coordinates. New Jersey's a weird place for the Sea of Monsters. And I was like, is this? I mean, it can't be, but is this a reference to Mike Schubert?
Oh my
Like
gosh.
the newest Olympian? Because he
got the
accidentally
coordinates
put the
wrong?
coordinates in wrong when he was reading this book, and it was like a random place in like
That's right.
Kentucky or something, or like Kansas. Like, it was the most random place ever, and he was like, that's a weird place for the
We'll
Sea
have
of
to
Monsters.
listen to his episode and see if he says something. That would be very funny because he was on set while they did some of these
I know.
scenes.
Anyways, it could just be a coincidence, but it's quite.
That's quite a coincidence. We'll have to see what he says when
him.
he talks about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And I'm so glad they pointed that out. And then I was wondering if how she was gonna figure out where the Sea of Monsters are. I mean, like, it's literally on a map in Percy's cabin. But I was wondering, like, and then she says Jackson.
Yeah, because she remembers him saying, like, that was my dream, and you got the numbers all wrong.
Yeah. So what's she gonna do? Find Jackson? How is she finding him if she can't even find the Sea of Monsters?
No, I thought she was just gonna, like, flick a coin and call him.
Oh, yeah. She should do that.
I was waiting for that to happen, but that's not what happens here at the end.
We don't know what happens yet. That's
No.
next episode.
Instead, we get back to the little raft with our
Mm-hmm.
3 friends, and they have this kind of, like, cute conversation. Tyson and Percy does.
Yeah. Cute
About-
and also sad.
Yeah, because Tyson's saying that they were nice. And
Yeah,
then
they were just
Percy's
nice
like,
people.
Percy has, again, it's like a really good acting moment where he's like, he kind of looks like worried, but then he looks like considerate.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's really thinking about this from Tyson's point of view. And then he's like, well, why did you save us? Or why did you blow them up then?
Yeah.
And then he's like, because you guys were in trouble. And,
And he says the line from Percy's mom, from
yeah,
Sally,
a
heroes.
hero, like, stand up for others. Not Tyson trying to
know.
be a hero. Like, it's so cute.
He was a hero. Did you see that action
No,
scene when
he
he
was
pulled
a
off
hero.
his...
But, like, that's what he's trying. Like, he's striving to be a hero. And that's just so cute.
And then he has a conversation with Annabeth.
Yes. So this definitely is jumping ahead a bit in the book.
Well, yeah, because in the book, they're on the other rowboat, and they're on their way to Cece's spa, and she tells them. So they're on a raft either way. It's just
Yeah.
a little early.
It's just a little early, but she tells him what she knows,
Yeah.
which is that child of the big 3, turned 16, decision to either save or destroy Mount Olympus, or the gods.
Which is all we know in the book at this time as well.
Yeah. So we're not learning, like, the whole prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
We're keeping it the same.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah.
Good, yeah.
But then there's this, like, moment where he's like, so Chiron thinks I could, because, like, they're worried about this prophecy, right? They're all worried about this prophecy. So he's like, you're only worried because you think I might, there's a chance I could destroy Olympus. And she doesn't really answer.
But could you also make a decision that's not smart that destroys Olympus, not because you decide to turn to the bad side? There's so many things you could do.
I can't remember what his decision is. I'm like, I know there was like this thing about the cow, but I don't think that was the decision. That was just
the
something
weirdest.
that could have been the decision. I don't remember what the decision is. All
I
I
don't
remember
know, but
is
the whole Bessie weird thing was very weird. I mean, like, if they come up with another thing, I actually will be okay with it.
I love Bessie, but it was confusing.
And just, like, random.
I think it was just something that if we knew a lot more Greek mythology, would have been like, of course, Bessie, this makes so much sense. Instead, we're just like, what?
I'm sure her name isn't Bessie in Greek mythology,
No,
but...
it's not.
Okay, anyways, if someone's listening to this who has only read book 2, they won't know what we're talking about, but that's okay because we didn't give anything away.
No, just a cow named Bessie.
Sure, moo. Oh my goodness.
Anyways, but that thunder, when she's about to reveal the prophecy, do you think that thunder was definitely Zeus, like, warning her?
Think about that. Like, what are you doing, lady?
Because she's like, I think you should know, thunder. And then she looks at the sky and she's like, so anyways. And I'm like, was that Zeus being like, hey, baby, don't? And she just ignored him? Because it kind of is what it seemed like.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even pick that up. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay,
I did
so
watch it twice.
Back to the book. We get into chapter 10, which is called We Hitch a Ride with Dead Confederates, which is just the beginning of chapter 10 covers this. They get on, they're in the raft, and this is when they call Chiron.
Yeah.
And he's in some loud pulsing party thing. So they're mixing this one up with his, so in the TV show earlier episode when she calls him, they're mixing this one together with them seeing him in his office, right?
Yes.
And this is, he's like yelling, you have to watch out for, and then you don't hear anything because there's party ponies happening all over. And then he's like, Annabeth, you shouldn't have left Percy leave camp. But if you do get the fleece, and then again, we can't hear him. And then he yells, Miami, I'll try to keep watch. And then it goes away. So this is where we get the idea to go to Miami.
We do know from the TV show, he does say, I'm in Florida.
He says, I'm in Miami.
He says he's in Miami. Well, there you go.
With his relatives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. They might go, again, if they wash up on Florida's beaches, they might, try to seek him out in Miami because they know that's where he is.
Yeah. So that could happen.
Also, in the book, Chiron actually makes Annabeth swear on the river Styx to keep Percy safe.
I know. And
which just, doesn't come up again, really.
I mean, it's like, do everything you can to keep him safe. And she does that literally in every book in the whole series.
Yeah. There's no end to it either.
No, she's forever trying to keep him safe.
That's actually why they fall in love.
That's actually why.
Because this river Styx promise.
I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it where we are on the book, which is like just the beginning of chapter 10. And that's it on the TV show, episode 3.
Yeah. We cannot wait until next week. We get to fight Clarice and other things.
I hope the fight scene is better. Does it look better?
I don't know. It was like short clips.
Oh, man.
Me too.
I don't want to watch more awkward where Percy hacks down with his sword. What is he doing?
I want him to be better at swordplay too. So, we'll see.
We'll see. Anyways, so that's all we have for this episode.
Yeah. You can find our socials. It's Camp Comparisons Podcast. You can email us what you thought about the fight scene.
Yeah.
That's campcomparisons@gmail.com.
Or anything else you want to say. You want to rant about anything we've had to say, please do. I want to hear it. I want to hear your rants. I want to hear whether you agree with us or disagree with us. That'd be fun. So email campcomparisons@gmail.com. So that is always available. The other thing too is, you said it right, we have Facebook and we have Threads and we have Instagram.
Yep.
Also, if you would like to leave us a review, we would love it. It would be so nice and sweet. And even if you don't use Apple Podcasts, you can always, if you have an iPhone, you can always just go to Apple Podcasts, find us, and leave us a review. Yeah. And we will read it on this podcast.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Yeah. Until next time.
See you at camp.
Bye.
Bye.